She said it so casually, eyes locked on her phone screen. I have a date. Like she was commenting on the weather or reminded me there was milk in the fridge. Just 3 words, smooth, detached, deliberate. A verbal pebble dropped into the still water between us. I watched her closely. That smug little smile, like someone already counting their victory. What she didn't realize, the game had ended long ago. I'd stopped playing. A year earlier, those words would have crushed me. Back then, we were the couple people admired. Throwing dinner parties, sharing glances across crowded spaces, planning our future between sips of cheap wine and vintage movies. I believed in her, believed in us. She always had the right words, the right timing. She made it feel like we were building something real, something lasting, but I was the only one laying bricks. Then the change began. Late nights, she couldn't explain. A sudden obsession with the gym. Her phone, always locked now, always guarded. She stopped laughing at my stories and started texting someone else while I was in the middle of telling them. Still, I made excuses for her. That's what trust does. It blinds you to what's in plain sight. Until a rainy Tuesday, when I reached into her bag to grab a charger. The screen lit up. Can't wait for tonight. Same room. She was in the shower. I didn't explode. Not then. No yelling. No confrontation. That's for people still trying to salvage something. Instead, I felt a strange stillness. Cold. Precise. A plan began to form. That night, I lay beside her, motionless, breathing the cologne clinging to her skin. Someone else's. It wasn't pain. It was clarity. Sharp, complete. I got to work. I began collecting everything. GPS data. Duplicated texts. Every breadcrumb she didn't think to sweep away. She didn't notice a thing. I tracked their dinners. Their hotels. Every charge on our shared accounts. That's how I found him. Ethan Rollins, mid-level executive, married, boring. Then I found his wife, Julia. She didn't cry. She laughed. Then she handed me a folder thicker than mine. We weren't victims. We were partners now. I brought in a private investigator. Discreet, relentless, expensive, worth every dime. Within weeks, I had it all. Photos, voice recordings, receipts. Enough leverage to end everything. But I wasn't finished. On paper, she and I co-owned the business. In reality, I controlled the patents, the trademarks, the critical contracts. While she was off chasing dopamine hits, I rewrote the company's foundation, transferred shares, locked her out of systems she didn't even know existed. By the time she realized, the doors were already shut. Last Thursday, I told her I had a surprise planned. Fancy restaurant. Big night. She lit up, wore that red dress, the same one she wore the night we signed our first major deal. She looked flawless and completely clueless. The restaurant had a full glass facade overlooking the skyline. Best seat in the house. She swirled her wine, but didn't take a sip. So, she smiled, what's the occasion? I slid a folder across the table. She laughed, until she opened it. Inside, complete documentation of her affair. Proof of embezzled company funds. Broken contractual terms. A letter from Ethan's wife's divorce attorney. Her smile dissolved. She reached for the wine, but her fingers trembled. This isn't, she began. It is, I said, calm as ever. You're out. Your accounts are frozen. Ethan's being investigated. You've been named in the civil case. Her lips parted, then closed. Nothing came out. Finally, a whisper. I still love you. I know, I replied, standing. Enjoy your date. Now, I sit alone in what used to be our apartment. Now it's just mine. Outside, the city feels quieter, sharper. I think about all the nights I defended her, all the signs I ignored, all the loyalty I wasted on someone who treated it like a doormat. They say revenge is fueled by fury. It's not. It's fueled by truth, by reclaiming the pieces of yourself you gave away too cheaply. I don't miss her. I miss the version of her I believe was real. And now, every time she tries to start over, every dinner, every meeting where my name still echoes, every glass of wine she pours waiting for someone new, she'll remember this night. because I only had to show up once, to end everything, not with anger, but with precision, with silence, and one sentence she'll never forget.